In genetics, we do a lot of probability. So we do a lot of our problems and we try and figure out what percentage of the offspring are going to look a certain way, or what percentage of the offspring are going to have the genes that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and just sort of start our unit by talking about probability. The first part of this worksheet is just some notes. So let's kind of go through those. How do I figure out the probability of a certain event happening? You can put it into a fraction. The top number is the number of one kind of possible outcome. And in a fraction, the bottom number is the total number of possible outcomes. So if I'm looking at a fraction, the top is the one kind of possible outcome and the bottom is all of them. So what is the probability of a coin landing on tails? Well, a coin has two sides. So our bottom number would be 2. And of that coin, one of the sides is tails. So we are 1/2 or 50%. So we could also put a percentage. If I have a bag of marbles and there are 5 red, 3 blue, and 2 green, what is the probability I will choose a green marble? So the total number of marbles are 5 plus 3 plus 2, which is 10. Okay. And what's the probability that I'm going to choose a green marble? Well, there's 2 of those are green. So we say 2 out of the 10, or a better way to say that would be 1 out of 5. Or I could do it in percent, which is going to be 20%. Okay. So basic principles of probability. The result of one chance event blank affect the results of later trials of that same event. It does not affect the results of later trials. So what happens at one point is not going to impact what happens down the line. So it does not affect. So that sort of goes in the example. If you flip a coin and it lands on heads, the probability that it will land on tails the next time is still 1/2. If I flipped a coin and I flipped it 50 times and all 50 times it landed on heads, the next time I flip it, it's still 50% chance that it's going to land on heads. So the chance that 2 independent events will occur together is the multiplication product of their chances occurring separately. So, and I'll show you how that works. Multiplication. Okay. So here we go. So this is the example down here. If a pair of dice is rolled, the chance of a 5 appearing on one die is, well, there are 6 sides to a die, so 6. And the chance of getting a 5 would be one of those 6 sides, so that's 1/6. It is also 1/6 appearing on the other die, so we're looking at a pair of dice here. So the chance that both of those are going to happen on the same time is going to be 1/6 multiplied by 1/6. So you got to know how to multiply fractions here. And we just multiply the top by the top, so that's 1. And 6 times 6 is 36. So it's 1/36. Okay? All right, and so let's go ahead and do these problems really quick. What is the probability of a quarter landing heads up when it is thrown? That would be 1/2. What's the probability of a quarter landing tails up when it is thrown? Also 1/2. If you throw 3 quarters up at the same time, what is the probability that all 3 will land heads up? So we're looking at quarter 1 is 1/2, okay, multiplied by the next quarter, which is 1/2, and I multiply that by the third quarter, which is 1/2. So we know that 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1, and 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So we're at 1/8. Okay. If a woman is pregnant, what is the probability that she is going to have a girl? Okay, 1/2. Based on probability, if I throw a penny in the air 100 times, how many times will it land heads up? Okay, based upon probability, that would be 50 times, or half the number of times you throw it. What's the probability of rolling snake eyes on a pair of dice? So snake eyes is 2 ones. So the probability of rolling a 1 on one dice is 1/6. And the probability of rolling a 1 on another dice is 1/6. So I'm going to multiply that. 1 times 1 is 1. And 6 times 6 is 36. Okay. What's the probability that a dice will be rolled and land with the number 4 face up? Okay. That is 1 out of 6. There's 6 sides on the dice, and one of those sides being a 4. If you were asked to pick a number between 1 and 10, what's the probability that you're going to pick the right number? Well, there's 10 possible choices, so the 10 will go on the bottom. And any one of those 10 numbers, so 1/10 there. If your car had a flat tire, what's the probability to be a right front tire? Well, there are 4 tires in your car, and the probability that would be the right front would be one of those tires, so 1/4. And if you were to break your finger on one hand, what's the probability you'd break your pinky finger? Okay, you have 5 fingers. A lot of people like to say, well, the thumb isn't a finger. Well, it's a finger in this case. So we have 5 fingers, okay? And the probability that we would break the pinky is going to be 1, so 1/5. All right? Okay, so if you have any questions, please make sure you ask your teacher. I hope that was pretty easy for you guys when figuring out the probability.